global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Right now, Senator Natasha is definitely not letting go of her belief system. I guess the Senate president is not seeing this coming at all. After the suspension of Senator Natasha, everyone thought it has ended, and some Nigerians here and there were insisting, some protested, insisted that Senator Natasha deserved a fair hearing, a whole lot of demands here and there on that matter. But apparently, Senator Natasha is not done yet. And this time around, I do not know how the Senate President Akpabio will react to this, but this matter have gone global. And she has reported this matter to the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, which is a global organization of national parliament. Now, let's just give you a full brief. Senator Natasha reports her suspension against Senate President Akpabio to the Interparliamentary Union, IPU. Natasha described her suspension as illegal and evidence of what women face in Nigeria. The Interparliamentary Union, IPU, is actually a global organization of parliament. It's best to hear from Senator Natasha, as it looks as if Gospel Akpabio will enter for this one. Let's listen to her. My colleagues in the house will come and discuss more on this.
Miss Senator Natasha Akpabio. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended. I was suspended for 6 months, amongst many other stringent conditions, such as taking away my security, taking away all the officials, vehicles, and other items that were handed over to me as a senator. My salaries will be cut off. I must not appear anywhere near the National Assembly. And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally. But I have no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women. My suspension is not just about me. It's about the systemic exclusion of women from political leadership in Nigeria. Women make up 3.6% of political offices. And in the Senate, it's just 2.8. We have 109 men and only 4 of us are women. So right now, it's 108 with only 3 women. This is a clear case of political victimization, punishment for speaking out against impunity, corruption, and gender-based violence. The United Nations Declaration 48/104 declares sexual harassment as a form of gender violence. The Senate's actions are an assault on democracy. I was elected by my constituents to represent them, yet a few powerful men have unilaterally decided to silence their voices by suspending me for 6 months. My call for an open and transparent investigation into harassment allegations have been met with hostility instead of accountability. If a female senator can be treated this way in the full view of the world.
All right, welcome back. We've all heard what Senator Natasha said, but one thing is certain: the former Senate President Bukola Saraki did warn that proper investigation and fair hearing should go into this. Is beyond just Senator Natasha and Gospel Akpabio. It's about the image of the Nigerian Senate, of which globally will be seen. And now globally, Senator Natasha have taken this matter to the global picture, but most Nigerians believe that she's not the senator of the global picture, but the senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the sovereignty that Nigeria enjoys cannot allow any international body really to directly influence what goes on in the Nigerian Senate. What's your take? Do you think that Senator Natasha will get the justice, quote unquote, she's looking for, or do you think it's one of those things that will be reported just for international interest, and it doesn't stop the suspension from still taking full-fledged control of her political life.
Well, I would write down, for me, I think that it was to the extreme. The treatment meted out to her was to the extreme. I don't know what the provision of the act used in, the National Assembly is. I have no idea about it, but I just feel that how it was done was not too good. Just like she rightly pointed out, points to the direction of victimization and all of that. But interestingly, apart from the fact that she has gone international about it, if we want to get public opinion about this case, you will see that it's not going to be too good for Nigeria in the nearest future. This is a precedent that have been set. And based on what we saw there, most people are looking at a situation whereby the senators are protecting the big senators are protecting their big senator. And before you know, it will start being a pattern in the country. That's the greatest fear, that one woman may do something outrightly wrong, and by the time you report it, the group of people that you are going to report this thing against will turn out and say, if the senators can protect their own, we have to also protect our own. Before you know, this will spiral into the security architecture of the country. We're going to see it play out in the academics. We are going to see it play out in the religious circle, whereby whenever victimization or whatever happened and it's been reported by someone who is not influential, let's protect our own, will come in. Everybody will want to be protecting their own. So I think that should be the most important thing we should look at. And if we consider that a level playing ground should be given, for this case to be handled amicably, such that at the end of the day, anyone who is found guilty will be facing the wrath of the law. Now, it's very clear that the both parties, whether we like it or yes, they will voted to represent their constituencies. Some people say very important things are being discussed in the Senate and all of. But if whatever she had said is truly right, I think it's also very important to handle this issue. Possibly Senate today takes. Let them deal with it and come up with their own report. Let it be transparent enough, because the transparency is what will either nail it or make it look very, childish, especially for an nascent democracy.
All right, but very quick one. I noticed also on social media, on popular opinion, that most Nigerians believe that Senator Natasha is not dwelling on the main issue, that she wasn't really suspended based on the petition she submitted against the Senate President, Akpabio, but rather it was a case of her not, obeying the ethics and the Senate rules governing the House, and hence she was suspended. But some Nigerians in another quarter believe that there was an arm-twisting way to lay her out so that she does not bring out the facts and evidences she has against her quote unquote Senator Akpabio, using his position to deprive of all her privileges as a senator. And in all of this, Nigerians are saying, or some Nigerians are saying, that she should have done the needful. Do you think that this is a case of arm twisting, even though the Senate believe that Senator Natasha was not suspended on the grounds of the allegation she gave, but on the fact that she has refused to recognize the governing rules of the Senate? Or do you think it's a case of they are using themselves, they're using that ethics as a way of covering for their own, so that the main issue will not be discussed, so that she wouldn't have to say she's having right now?
Well, personally, I think that this situation here has a lot to do with her person. I know that could be a good reason why she was suspended. Possibly she was not aligning with it. But the Senate should come out very plain that this issue has not been swept under the carpet. She was suspended on the basis of how she violated our governing rule on the floor. So, but the case have not been swept under the carpet. We're still going to deal with this case. And then they should be...
She's already been suspended. How would they deal with it?
Dealing with the case, it's not... When we are talking about committees... When dealing with that case is not meant to take central place in the Senate. There's a committee that should handle that case, and she's meant to be invited to that committee. I'm not of the opinion that they should all every day when they come, it's always Natasha case and all of that. It's not. There are more pressing needs, that we should look at. It was forwarded to the ethics committee. That ethics committee should have been very transparent. Whether she's suspended on any grounds, we are handling the case. Invite her. If you want to hear her own side of the story, you said, Natasha, tomorrow, send a letter across to her. Tomorrow is your day. Come around, because we have a series of questions to ask you on this. Invite also Senator Akpabio on. Ask him also the same question. This will create a balance. Whatever reports you guys will come up at the end of the day, she will challenge it in the law court. If it's not in her favor, she will challenge it in the law court, and it will look sane enough, But just a day. It wasn't even up to a day. Ethics just trashed the whole thing. So you understand? So I feel that people should be given that chance. And every day I wake up, I enter into the social media, internet, and I hear Nigerians speak every day. Some people just wake up and the next thing they type on their social media space is, "Oh God, don't allow Nigeria to happen to me." Come on, this is bad. I've never heard an American say, "Oh God, don't allow America to happen to me." But Nigerians and when something very negative have happened, Nigerians will come and tell you that Nigeria had happened to him. This is not good. Let's try within our best not to allow our democracy revolve around the rich or the very influential, the connected guys. Let's try to be, even if such things are going to suffer, let's try to paint it in a picture whereby everyone will look at it and say, okay, they make a great deal of sense here and there and there and there. Then, unfortunately, the situation we are seeing today is not what anybody expects. And I'm hopeful that there will be a reconsideration, because a lot of people are talking. Even some senators are also speaking up, and I feel that possibly she may be called back. I don't know.
But then let's see where the pressure will lead to, because in all of this, it's not dependent on Senate to have to recover their image, because it's beyond. Even if she plays out, even if she, ends up observing her 6-month suspension, that image of the Nigerian Senate, under the dispensation of Godswill Akpabio, we need a lot of checking up. Let's go wrap it up. Let's put in a comment.